What's up, guys? Alex Jason back here with a brand new video. Hopefully, great day for you tonight, everyone's on this world. And who are the real kings of the Staples Center? LA, Los Angeles, Hollywood, the lights, the bright lights, my favorite place on the planet. Los Angeles, California, Southern California, but LA is my favorite place. Who are the real kings of LA and the Staples Center? That's gonna be today's video. The LA Clippers or the LA Lakers? I'm gonna give my official answer and my feelings on who the kings are. And could be a controversial video. You let me know your feelings in the comments below. And hope you guys do enjoy this video. And let's go. I really went all out to try to make my official answer the most clear as possible. So I split up into 5 different categories. So we have roster / depth, coaching, starting 5, talent to be good for a long time. So what team has the most potential to be good for years to come? And then new NBA capabilities. I don't know if, as most of you probably know, the NBA is becoming where it's the big man can shoot the ball, the power forwards can shoot the ball, the small forwards can shoot the ball. It's not just the shooting guards and guards who can shoot the ball, like the Steph Currys. You know, even Brook Lopez, he's a center. He changed his game. Al Horford changed his game to become a capable three-point shooter. So which team can spread the floor and is able to play this new age in the NBA with the new, as I call, capabilities? I don't really know what to categorize it as, so I just said new NBA capabilities and with stretching the floor, things like that. So let's get into this video with who has the best roster in depth. I gave this one to the Clippers. So it was not very close. I gave this one to the Clippers pretty convincingly, with the Clippers having Patrick Beverley, defensive monster, Wilson Chandler to come off their bench, solid, older veteran who can score the ball. I'm not going to go through the guys that aren't going to play, like Angelo Deled, I don't even know how to say his name, but I'm just going to go through the guys that are meaningful to this roster. But even D'Angelo or even part of the depth, this team has crazy depth with Paul George, your starting probably shooting guard or small forward, one of the best shooters in the league. You have JaMychal Green, who's either going to start or come off your bench, very solid power forward. You have Maurice Harkless, who's probably going to come off your bench. He's a starting caliber small forward in this league. He's there for the defense, can shoot the 3, he's solid. Then you have Montrezl Harrell. He's most likely to be coming off the bench, but he was amazing last season. Lou Williams won MVP, who's also on this roster, who's coming off the bench, dropped 20-plus points a game. Montrezl Harrell, watch out, he could be dropping 20-plus points a game this season as well. And then you have Kawhi Leonard, just won the NBA Finals MVP, can shoot the lights out, one of the clutchest players I ever seen in the NBA Finals, or any performance, matter of fact. And then you have Rodney McGruder, who's a solid young player. You have Jonathan Motley, who's probably going to be a two-way player. I know I said I wouldn't mention the irrelevant guys, but I am anyways for the point of the depth. These guys can play. And then don't forget Jerome Robinson, who's a young guy. You don't really know what his capabilities are, but he can play basketball. And then you have Landry Shamet, who's probably your starting shooting guard, which is their weak spot in their starting lineup. But you got the GOAT of 6 man, Lou Williams right behind him. And Landry Shamet, he shot the ball fantastically last season, especially in the playoffs. He came when it counted. I remember, I couldn't tell you what game it was. It was one of the games they won. He was there in crunch time making terrific clutch shots to help them win one of those games. I forget which game it was. It was probably both of them. But then you got Sedarius Thornwall, who's a solid backup. You know, he's a solid backup. He's going to be the 3rd string guard. You know, whatever. And then you also have Lou Will. I've said it before, best 6 man of all time, dropping 20 off the bench. And then you got Zubac, who's one of the most solid, looks like uprising setters in this league. Yes, he does not have the stretching floor capabilities, but we'll wait for that question in a minute. But Zubac, he's a fantastic low post center, plays defense. He's their starting center for years to come. I'm very excited to see what this Clippers roster can do. And I give the depth / roster to the Los Angeles Clippers. Now we're going to go to coaching. So who was the better coach, the Lakers or Clippers? I did give the edge to the Clippers with former Boston Celtics coach Doc Rivers, but it was not biased, and here is why. So as a coach, Doc Rivers was 2008 Boston Celtics NBA champion, NBA Coach of the Year in 2000, and then 2-time NBA All-Star head coach. Now if we go over to our buddy Frank Vogel, who I will say is the perfect coach for LeBron James. They know each other. And LeBron James doesn't want a coach who has too much power. He'd never work with Greg Popovich. He definitely would not work here with Doc Rivers. So some of the really good coaches. Wasn't work with Brad Stevens. He needs a coach that will listen to him and not take too much power away from him, because LeBron, you know, he's kind of like the Tom Brady. He knows a lot more than a lot of coaches know of the game of basketball. He's been there, done that. The coach needs to be a coach, but he doesn't need to be telling him what to do. Let LeBron run the offense, blah, 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 blah. But for Frank Govel's achievements as a coach, he was an NBA All-Star head coach in 2014. So he's not a bad coach. He's been around the mill. He has coached Paul George, which I know he's not on the same team, but they're going to be in the same building. So that's going to be interesting. And I'm not saying he's a bad coach. He's a very solid coach. He's a perfect coach for LeBron and that whole system there, and for the Lakers. But when it comes to who is the better coach, I think Doc Rivers. I absolutely love this. This is one of my favorite examples of Doc Rivers and his whole coaching staff, because it goes back to coaching staff and stuff like that. During when they're playing the Warriors, Doc Rivers and his whole coaching staff, they were standing up coaching the players while they were on offense against the Warriors. This is how they won a couple games. Like, they were yelling at the players saying, "Yo, watch that screen, watch that screen." Even on defense, when they're on that side of the court, watch that screen, cut back. They weren't just letting the players go out there and telling them at a timeout what they did wrong. In the moment, they were coaching them, getting them in the right positions. If they messed up, they were not letting them. People are humans, right? But they were not letting them try. They were not letting them make big mistakes on the offensive side or the defensive side. I really love that. I actually I was so excited. That excited me more than actually the game. How much the coaches were into it on the bench in crunch time, in the middle of it, just yelling, hey, watch this. And it worked out fantastically. And they grabbed 2 games on a loaded Warriors squad. Now, who has the better starting 5? So recently in the news, it came out that LeBron James will be running point guard. So Lakers starting 5 this year. This is not exact, but this is probably what it's going to be like. So at point guard, they will have LeBron. And then at shooting guard, they're probably going to put Danny Green for the defense, and also the 3-and-D, play some defense, also shoot the 3 ball pretty well. Then at small forward, they're obviously going to put Kyle Kuzma, who's one of the most fantastic young players in this league. Then at power forward, they're obviously going to have Anthony Davis, and at center, Boogie Cousins. And then on the Clippers side of the ball, their starting 5s look like Patrick Beverley. Their shooting guard, it's probably going to be Paul George. And then their small forward, their shooting guard is going to be Landry Shamet. Their small forward will be Paul George. Their power forward will be Kawhi. I know he's a little small, but I've heard that from sources like Woj, he'll be most likely running power forward. And their center is going to be Zubac. Now, purely off starting 5, for the first time in today's video, I do give the edge to the Lakers. They have LeBron, AD, Boogie. Don't forget Kuzma. And they got Danny Green, who can score the ball and play some pretty solid defense. Now, if they were starting Lou Will and Montrezl Harrell, I'd probably give the edge to the Clippers. But since Lou Will and Montrez are one of the most premier all-star level talents coming off the bench, I do give the edge to the Lakers for their starting 5. And that's 1 point to the Lakers, 2 points to the Clippers. Let's see what happens next. Next, who has the best talent for years to come? The Lakers or Clippers? Who has the best talent for years to come? Or if I should rephrase it, who has the most potential? Who looks like they're going to have years of winning and championships coming to the Staples Center? I give this one to the Clippers, which gives them a ding, ding, ding as the #1 team in LA and Staples Center. But stick around, guys, because I'm going to give out this information. And we have one more question after this. And for talent for a long time, they got Paul George, who hasn't even hit 30 yet. They have Kawhi Leonard, who hasn't even hit 30 yet. They got Patrick Beverley, who's 31, but he's a purely defensive player. He could play for years and years to come because they already have the scoring with Kawhi and Paul George. They have young players like Zubac, Landry Shamet, Robinson, Motley. Even Paul George and Kawhi are relatively young. They do have some veterans, like I said, with Pat Bev, Lou Will. But, they're very good. And don't forget, they still have a relatively 25-year-old fantastic young center who could eventually start for them or keep coming off the bench with Montrezl Harrell. They got so much better young talent and for most potential for winning for years to come. Because go to the Lakers roster over here. AD, yes, he's still young, but LeBron James will be retiring in the next four years or so, maybe a little longer. And he's not going to be the same forever. He's been declining. He's going to decline. No one ages like a fine wine unless you're Tom Brady, the GOAT. And not even him. He's been getting worse, too. He's just so smart. Same with LeBron James, but it's different in basketball. He's like the centerpiece of a team. Tom Brady just got to pass the ball and let the guys do the rest. Michael Jordan. LeBron James actually has to be out there shooting and scoring and blah, 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 blah. So I give the edge to the Clippers on this question. Yes, they do have Kuzma and AD, but they're not going to be able to carry a team when the monster of Kawhi, Paul George, Montrezl Harrell, maybe Lou Williams won't be there, are absolutely destroying the Staples Center. It's going to be tough for the Lakers to compete with that. So I give the edge to the Clippers. Now the final question, yes, we do know the Clippers are the kings of LA, but this is just one that I really want to put out there. Who has a new NBA capabilities, or like who can stretch the floor? Who's gonna win who's gonna really toughen games for other opponents? This one was super tough. Like neither of them really have very capable centers that can shoot the ball very well. JaVale McGee, nah. Montrezl Harrell, nah. Zubac, nah. So I kind of had to bump it up to the next position of power forwards. Got to give it to the Clippers. They got JaMychal Green who can shoot. Yes, the Lakers do have Kyle Kuzma, who's technically a power forward, but he'll not be running power forward. He'll be running small forward this year. So I had to give it exact. They do have JaMychal Green who can shoot the ball. They do have Maurice Hartlett, who's a small forward who can shoot the ball. Yes, Kyle Kuzma can shoot the ball, small forward. So I guess I'll go up to the small forwards, whatever. And we got Kawhi Leonard who can shoot the ball. Paul George can shoot the ball. Go over to the Lakers roster. Let's just go through the roster real quick. Avery Bradley, nah, not really. Kentavious Caldwell-Pope, kinda. Alex Caruso, honestly, I couldn't even tell you. Tyson Chandler, nope. Quinn Cook, kinda. DeMarcus Cousins, not really. Troy Daniels, nope. Anthony Davis, kinda. Jared Dudley, yeah, but he sucks. Danny Green, yep. Talon Horton Tucker, don't even know who you are, brother. LeBron, kinda. That's like his only weakness. Kyle Kuzma, yes. JaVale McGee, nope. Zach Norvell Jr., don't know who you are. Rondo, absolutely not. And Lance Stevenson, he'll get one here and there. So that's why I give the edge to the Clippers. So the Kings of the Staples Center, the Los Angeles Clippers. Now, who's going to get the most ticket sales? Who's going to get the most fans of Lakers, baby? Because it's always going to be a Lakers town in LA. But for my standpoint of who the real dominant team is, it's got to go to the Clippers, baby. It's going to be fun seeing these two teams mash up and beat up on each other for the next 3-4 years down there in Staples Center in LA. I cannot wait to see a few games. And hey, Kawhi and Paul George will still be under contract my first year in college. Something like that. Even if they're not, they'll probably resign. AD will still be there, probably still resign Kuzma. So I'll be living out there for years to come, seeing these guys go head to head. Cannot wait to get season tickets when I move out to LA in like 3 years-ish. It's going to be awesome. Anyways, hope you guys did enjoy this video. Clippers, baby. Like always. Peace.